Hello, good morning, and welcome to another engaging episode of The Conversation on your digital first Pan African News Network, TOS Television, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. And of course, my name is Ade Sawasi. Today on the show, we're going to be looking at youth influence, how much influence the young people have, in a political space, especially here in Nigeria. We do know that, when young people are disengaged from political processes, a significant portion of the population has little or no voice at all in decision making, especially decisions that affect that group of people. And so a key consequence of not having young people in politics is undermining a political system representativeness. So on the show today, I have a young man with me who's actually involved in politics and also, running for office. I'm talking about Mustafa Aliyu. He's an aspirant of the Kogi State House of Assembly. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Adesua.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Now, before I come to you, let me quickly ask you this. How much influence really do Nigerian youth have in that political sphere? Every time they say we need more youth participation in politics, but how much influence will that actually make?
The influence Nigerian youth have in Nigerian political space is less relevant.
Okay.
And that is because of its participation.
Okay.
We are emerging democratically country who have always seen politics as meant for the older guys, and the young ones are being used to, as a tool of making them be those leaders they have always wanted to be. But when I say it's less relevant, that is because actively youth have not been able to put themselves out there for purpose of leadership, rather seeing them as a tool of putting older ones as a purpose of leadership. So leadership have to be that system where, irrespective of the ages, most especially the youth, can actually show some kind of capacity and quality and quantitative leadership in them. And that is characterized by the kind of youth inclined in self-discipline and political armor. Most of our youth just want to get paid and support these older guys and get to their offices. And at the end of the day, it's always this process of every 4 years you come back for them again and you get them to be used for the kind of things you want them to be used for. But if we are supposed to be relevant as youth in politics, the influence is supposed to be that where youth should be vying for various positions at all levels, even to the first position of the country, that is the presidency. That is when you start seeing the influence of youth in our democratic space. So for now, we're getting there, but you know what they're saying right now, the team is youth o'clock. I will probably just, appreciate if more youth come to the system and, pull out some more capacity level.
It's funny because I feel like we actually have a lot of young people in the system, but doing the wrong things, like you said. Now, the older guys run the show, but they also utilize the young people to get the jobs done. So it just goes to say we have a lot of young people playing politics, politically relevant, but not in the way that we actually need them to be. Do you agree with me?
Of course. For every party you have a youth leader. Obviously, that shows how necessity a youth participation is. And that is not the influence. When you're talking about influence means what have a particular system change for a reason why something have actually made that change occur. So we have not been that formidable, a team to change the system. We have a youth party where people don't even care about it. Rather, people are just thinking of going to some other bigger parties where they can just be okay with being youth leaders and being advocacy for one or two big boys in the game. And that's not that is not the influence. That is rather the participation. Okay. The participation has one thing to do. The influence itself has a major thing to play up. So that is where I'm actually just trying to like balance this whole statement you asked me.
How long have you been playing in Nigeria's political scene?
I have been playing in Nigeria politics for the past 3 years.
Okay.
Yes, you say it's a short time, but politics for me is all about mindset.
Okay.
And that mindset have to do with the drive of leadership. Like, you want to aim to see that your people's life are better. You want to aim to see that the work to be done by the politicians are being done by your effort. And that mindset will always keep, biting you and onto you till you put yourself out there, and perhaps you can get the chance to do all those right things as regards winning the elections and, making your people, proud of what it is leadership is all about. So that is the mindset I'm talking about.
Okay, talking about mindset, I know that I've spoken to quite a number of persons, and they would say that young people in Nigeria are not ready, even though we think we're ready. And some of them will say, look, if I see a young person go, I would not vote for them. And I think a case is where we'll see Banky W win his PDP senatorial. And it was young people that were bashing him and saying they should just go back and sit down and do music. So I just really want to ask, what is your intention really, as regards the position that you're vying for?
This particular question you asked me just take us back to the influence I was talking about.
Okay.
The participation, fine, okay, wonderful. We have, the chunk of the voters, the electorate and more of the youth. But the influence have been negatified rather than positified. And you just gave an insight about what the Banky W situation is. This is supposed to be like a clamor call for youth to support one of their own, like to get behind him and, there for him. We're supposed to see ourselves as youth, as, yes, brothers. And we have always been told that statement, we are the leaders of tomorrow, but we never get to see that happen in our lifetime. So if we want to see that happening, we have to try to build up that voice, that capacity, and make that emancipation of youth getting to where they want to get to do the proper job done as regards being a politician and being a public political office holder. For me personally, it's just the love to give service to the people.
Okay.
And a lot of people see politics as a money machine business, see politics as a power-driven business, see politics as so many other things, and all are just negative vices. But for me, it's all about the positive vibe. I want to go into the political arena to see how I can put my own personal interest aside and bring my own people's interest inside to what it is that will get us to the point where we can all be proud of ourselves. Because politics is about your people supporting you and you supporting your people. And that is the way life should goes. And that is the way other people who have been enjoying democracy all over the world have been achieving this feast of positive politics. So I feel for me, just to do the work I've been voted there to do.
Okay, this is me putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
Why do you have to have a public office to actually do the work that you want to do? I know lots of people will say you don't need to be in office to impact lives or impact the lives of your people. You could do that from your own little corner. So why do you have to have a political position to do that?
Yes, that's a wonderful question. Personally, first of all, I am a CEO, founder of a non-governmental organization. Yeah. We've been doing our little bit.
Okay.
And sometimes it only engineers you to do more when you're doing little for your people. Okay. And you see what you're doing is just so little, and the enormous problems that comes with that you're doing little. You've seen it, and the only way you can tackle that challenge headlong is when you are in a position to change things. A lot of people don't know the capacity of being a political office holder. Okay. It makes everything easier for you to do everything you have always wished to do for your people. It makes it feels like, yeah, this is our people. This is someone we vote for, and this is like you're an administrator, and it's like you have been voted there to do good thing with public state money. You might just have some couple of few, nairas, but this is coming from the allocation of the government. This is everybody's oil wet, or rather national cake, like they say. So you should be able to know how that national cake should be shared in a way and manner that, yes, each and everybody taking out of that cake are benefiting in a way and manner that you're pleased with yourself. That after far gone, you've left that position. People will know the difference. And that is why we see people coming to political office to do what is right. You can remember, there have never been a governor or a political office holder who have done very well for their people, and they have forgotten in less than 4 years. It's always this evergreen remembrance, because you've done what the people have been yearning for. Okay. So you having to do it privately is a little, capacity. So you being in a position to do for your people is, one, a trust on you. Is two, an obligation that you need to show the people that, yes, this is the reason why governance exists.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the time that we have on the show this morning, but thank you so much for joining me on the show. And I do wish you success at the polls.
Thank you.
So we can actually see you play on the bigger scale.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And thank you for staying with me on the conversation this morning. Do not forget that you can join the conversation across all social media platforms. It's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's TOS TV Network as well. And of course, you can stream our website, www.tostvnetwork.com, for news, stories and happenings from across the world. Thank you again. My name is Adesuwelsi, and please go get your PVCs. See you again tomorrow.